Celebrations and Libations. I'm James.
I'm Keith.
We're listening to Milli fucking Vanilli tonight. I mean, how much better does it get than Milli Vanilli?
I can't get excited about it, James.
Come on, Keith.
No matter how hype you try to make me, I just can't.
Keith, this is Milli Vanilli. I mean,
you're right.
Two studly looking guys.
It's Milli Vanilli. They're very pretty.
They're very, very, very beautiful men.
Especially, what's his name? Robert?
I don't know which one's which. I think his name is Rob.
The guy with green eyes is Rob.
Okay. And the other one is Fab. Is that right?
Yeah.
Fab, Rob and Fab.
Yeah.
So that's Milli Vanilli. So why the hell are we doing a video on Milli Vanilli tonight? Well, it's a little bit of a theme. We've got Milli Vanilli, which was a fake band. They were notorious for lip syncing. These two guys, they weren't the actual singers on the album. So we've got a fake band, and we're also drinking tonight premium Old Duels, which I would have to say is a fake beer.
Yes, fake. I guess it's a real beer. I mean, it's brewed like beer. It's it does have 0.5% alcohol.
It is, yeah. I mean, I guess it was, dubbed as a non-alcoholic beer for people who wanted that beer taste but not the alcohol. But it does actually have 0.5% alcohol. So I was talking to my friend Brian Russell. Drop a shout out to him if you don't care.
Yeah.
Hey, I finally get to drop one out.
We drop shout outs.
Absolutely. So I was talking with my friend Brian, and we were comparing this with Old Rasputin, which is 9% roundabout. So you'd have to drink 18 Old Duels to equal one bottle of Old Rasputin.
That's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work. And I had one of these when I was maybe 18, 19.
Yeah.
And I don't remember a lot of good stuff about it. So if you had to drink 18 of them, and if it's as bad as I remember, I'm not going to attempt 18. So we're not going to do like a Old Duels challenge to see how many we'd have to drink to get drunk.
I've never had it because what's the point? And also,
0.5.
Also, yeah, 0.5. But also, if I want a beer, I want a beer.
Exactly. But we thought it would be fun just to kind of do this fake band, fake beer. So we've got the Milli Vanilli turning on the turntable. You ready to crack this open and give it a shot?
Let's do it.
All right, you first.
It's a twist off, I believe.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's fake. I'm gonna twist it.
That makes it even worse. All right, so I've twisted it off. I don't remember the last time I twisted off a beer cap.
I twist them all the time.
I actually think the last time I had a Bud Light, I opened it up with a bottle opener.
Really?
Just because I'm used to doing it. So, all right, let's pour this bad boy. All right, so when you pour it, what's your first thoughts?
Right. I mean, it looks like beer. It doesn't smell. It doesn't have that much aroma to it at all. Look at that. You stout poured again.
I did. It was horrible, horrible. One-handed pours are no good, ever. All right, so I'm thinking it looks like piss. It doesn't have much of a smell to it.
Not much flavor.
No
Mm-hmm.
flavor.
So, there's nothing there. It's Coors Light, basically. Coors Light.
Coors Light, right?
I mean, if you like Coors Light, you can drink them all night long, and I mean, you
Literally.
probably drink a whole case of Coors Light and not have a hangover. But
Yeah, you're gonna piss a lot. But.
Yes.
All right, so we'll come back to the beers or the fake beer.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that. So let's talk about this fake band that we got here. So we're looking at Milli Vanilli. The album is "Girl, You Know It's True." It was released in 1989, and I have to admit, I was a fan of this when it came out. I was all about it.
I was not.
I bought this record. I found it, and I said, "Man, what the hell are you doing with Milli Vanilli in here?" And he's like, "I'm going to try and sell it." And I'm like, "Well, I'm going to try and buy it." So I bought it, and I brought it home. I've listened to it twice since I've had it. It doesn't, I mean, there's memories there, but it's not as good as I remember it being.
Yeah.
So thank God I grew up a little bit.
You were probably very tiny, didn't know anything about music.
Not a whole lot. 1989, I was 12.
Yeah.
Not really experienced a whole lot of good music, I guess, just pop music, which was what this was, you know, at the time. So,
Right.
but this album, it was released in Europe before it was released in the United States under the name All or Nothing. That was the name of the album over in Europe.
That was before these two guys, Rob and Fab, joined the group, by the way. So if they had the internet at that time, then Milli Vanilli would have never been.
Never.
Because all people would have had to do would be like, hey, that's so-and-so and so-and-so.
Right.
That's not those guys.
That's not Milli Vanilli. That's not the group. Yeah. But, you know, a lot of stuff, if we had the internet back then. You know, I mean, so many things that'd be different.
And in researching these guys, the further I dug, the more angry I got. And I was pretty mad when I was trying to listen to this. James let me borrow it, and you know, I have some small children. I had 5 kids, by the way, and some of my kids are pretty small. And so I don't get a lot of time to myself to relax and listen to music. And so I put this on. I was trying to listen to it, and by try, I put the first track on, and it was so fucking painful that I skipped to the next track, which is playing right now, and couldn't listen to it. I did not listen to the whole album. I skipped around. I never do that. I listen to it, and I listen to front to back. That's my thing with movies, with records. I'm going to listen to the whole thing before I form an opinion.
Sure.
Well, not with Milli Vanilli, folks. And that was prior to the knowledge of knowing that one guy, Frank Farian, is the evil man behind these guys. And he was an asshole because Milli Vanilli, or I call him Milli Vanilli, but Rob and Fab, these guys, he was like, talked them up, and they were actual singers, actual musicians, songwriters even, and he brought them on board, and said, gave them like gave them money up front, and said, hey, here's a big money up front, we love you guys, we want you on board. So they went out with their newfound money and spent it all on their hair and their clothes. I mean, they look great, they're fabulous. And it came time to get down to business, and they showed up to work, and Frank said, well, this is how it's going to go. Charles Shaw, Brad Howell, and John Davis are going to be the singers, and you guys are just going to look pretty. And he said, if you look at the contract you signed, that's what you signed up for, and you're going to have to pay that money back if you don't do it. So he kind of extorted them a little bit, and they're kind of victims.
Right.
But, you know, who doesn't want to be famous? So the rest is history.
Yeah. So they had a few #1 hits. I think they had 5 songs off of this album that made it into the Billboard Top 5, and then how many of those were #1 hits?
3.
3 were #1 hits.
What the fuck was going on in 1989? I mean, I think Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction.
Yeah, it was there, you know.
It was there. They were chart toppers at the time. I think, you know, I'm not a huge Madonna fan, but come on, she did her own shit.
Yeah.
And Michael Jackson, I believe Smooth Criminal was on the charts then.
What really amazes me in trying to get some information about doing this video is that they actually have a greatest hits album. If you go on iTunes and you
look, album, and they have a greatest hits.
They have a greatest hits album, yes. But you will not find this particular album on iTunes. I think that once the whole scandal came out with them lip syncing at shows and stuff, that I think it was Arista Records that this was on. They got rid of all the masters. I mean, it pretty much just wiped them off the face of their records completely. So, you know, poor guys, really, you know.
Hey, if they burn the masters, that just goes to show you they do suck. There'll never be a reprint of this. No, thank God.
Never be a reprint.
Thank baby Jesus.
But this video will be on YouTube forever. And the internet is forever.
Yeah.
So it's still there. But if anybody would like to make an offer on buying this album, please leave a comment below, and I'd be more than happy to consider any and all offers. I mean, maybe somebody wants it as a collector's item. I don't know.
I don't know. You know, they were the first, and maybe, I'm not 100% on this, but the first and maybe the only to have their Grammy taken away.
Yeah, they won a Grammy for the best new artist.
What the fuck again?
Yeah. What's? Yeah, it was bad. The hair was bad. The music, for the most part, was bad. But I mean, you know, look at pop music today.
Yeah, I mean, every generation, I guess, like, you know, we're getting to be old timers now, and we say music today sucks.
Right. Yeah.
It's always sucked. There's always been sucky music, but there's been times when the music has been great. Yeah. And probably 1989, it would seem most of the music sucked. I mean, we had Guns N' Roses. Yeah. I think Black Crowes were coming around sometime around then, maybe 1990. But for the most part, it sucked. And that's probably why we had bands like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden.
Yeah,
They's like, what the fuck, guys? Milli Vanilli, we gotta save the planet.
Save the musical planet. Good God. I mean, there was a lot of music that just come out that was just fucking awesome all at one time.
Oh, yeah.
But it kind of seems like maybe it is that way when it's, you got a whole span of really bad music, and then there's a savior group that comes along, you know, and kind of saves music for everybody, in my opinion. But, you know.
You really have to dig to find any good music these days. I was talking about that with a friend, and I mean, you just have to get in there and find some shit.
Yeah.
And some of the music may be old stuff. You may find some new stuff.
Yeah.
If you find some new stuff, please share it with us. Yeah. We love to hear new stuff.
Chris Robinson Brotherhood, excellent as far as newer, you know, modern stuff. I'm a huge fan of Alabama Shakes. They're not that old of a group. Black Keys, another group. I also like Sturgill Simpson as far as the countryside. I'm a pretty big Sturgill Simpson fan. So there's stuff out there, but I don't think anything's made it just like exploded like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and that whole scene did. But
White Stripes did a little bit, but they're almost 10 years old now.
Yeah,
probably are 10 years old.
Yeah, maybe older.
Maybe older.
Maybe older. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are. God, man.
Yeah, we're old fucks.
All right, let's rate this shit.
Oh, do we have to? I mean, it's part of the video format, so maybe we should.
Well, I want to go first.
Go first.
I do.
Good.
Because I give this album a 0. As I wanted to give, I thought at first I was like, okay, I've tried to listen to it. I can't listen to it. It sucks. It's a 0. And then I was like, no, I'm going to give half a point to Charles, Brad, and John because, you know, I thought the guys that's singing on it probably wrote the music and, you know, they did a good job. They need some props, you know, and but then the more I read about it, they were all cool with it. They didn't care except for Charles Shaw. He spoke up and said during like the height of it all, he was like, hey, these guys are bogus. I'm singing on these, and he was like the lead singer, and he took a payout though, just like $150,000, $130,000, something like that. It was a lot of
money back then.
And said, yeah, I'm cool with it. I'll be quiet. Yeah. So fuck you guys, and you get a 0. And I was gonna give half a point for Rob and Fab. Yeah. Because, you know, as I mentioned earlier, they were kind of suckered in it, but Rob, he said that he was the next Elvis and better than the likes of the Rolling Stones.
I have nothing to say on that. I have absolutely nothing to say on that.
Did you hear what I just said?
I heard what you just said.
This guy knew he was in a fake band, knew he was lip syncing, and said that shit. 0. You get a 0.
Okay, I'm also going to rate the album a big fat 0. And that's all I got to say about it. I can't, you know, this is one of those albums that you listen to and you think back, what the hell was I thinking when I was a kid? I was truly a idiot.
Well, you know? If your parents didn't listen to music much or, you know, weren't music lovers, then you probably weren't introduced to that
Yeah.
much. You know,
Yeah.
my parents weren't really music lovers. I mean, they listened to some Elvis and stuff like that, but we
Right.
kind of left to fend for ourselves in that
Sure.
that arena.
I kind of think of it as, you know, you watched an old movie. When, you know, you watched a movie when you were a kid, and now you go back and you watch that same movie, and you're like, that's corny as shit.
Yeah.
And that's so they get a 5 on the corny shit-o-meter, but a 0 as far as anything else goes. So what about the beer? What are we rating the beer? I'm sorry. What are we rating the Old Duels beverage? What are we rating that?
I would give it a half star simply because if you're thirsty, I mean, it'll take care of that.
It will take care of that.
It will make you mad if you're wanting a beer, though.
Yeah, it's been noted that when we do these videos, I have my beer drink that, you know, usually way before Keith has his drink. I usually down mine. You can see mine's still, you know, probably a little bit more than a half full. I'm giving it a fat 0 just for the way that Milli Vanilli gets screwed. I think this beer was really only made to tease alcoholics.
Man,
Like, hey, I can have this beer. It tastes like beer, and I don't, you know, I'm not really drinking alcohol, and
but
I can't do it.
It is a fake beer, but it's not hiding it. It's not trying to fool you.
Well, you're right. It's not hiding
advertised,
it.
so it gets a half from me.
Well, they advertise it, I think, now as a low alcohol beer. Before they advertised it as a non-alcoholic beer,
Yeah.
but with 0.5
Yeah.
still down in it. So a 0 for both. It's the first 0 I think we've given
Yeah.
on anything.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Sorry, Old Duels.
Sorry, Old Duels and Anheuser-Busch, or I think that's who makes this. Oh well, what's it matter? It's not a beer
Doesn't
anyway.
matter. It's not important.
Yeah.
And closing thoughts. As my friend Donnie Alvey says, I'd rather be shot in the dick with a missile than listen to Milli Vanilli.
Was that said today?
Yes. I said, why in the hell are you doing that?
All right, so that was our first, I guess you could say, themed review.
Yeah.
Didn't work out too well for the drink or the album. That we'll see what we
And
can
we're
do in
going to
the
have to
future.
do another themed review, you know. Something else. Maybe we'll follow this one up with something.
Yeah. So, you know, we have a couple of ideas. If you guys have an idea of some type of theme you'd like to see us do with a beer and an album, let's make sure it's a real beer, though. A beer and an album, you know, leave comments below and let us know what you think about that. So unless you have anything else to say, we talked a lot longer about this than I really thought we would. I mean,
we were angry and we needed to get on a
a
soapbox.
little bit.
I did anyway, because I was pissed off. I almost took away your cabin card.
I'm just happy you rated it a 0 with me, because I was afraid you was going to say, like, oh, I'm going to give him a 2, you know. But, yeah.
No generosity from this guy.
Right. Okay. Well, we are in agreement on that. So. Yeah. All right. So, thanks for watching, guys, and click that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and watch some of our other videos and see what else we've got going on the channel. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And the rain don't care.